Howdy, folks. Welcome to the show. Happy you're here. Watching the game today was another fun game for the Oilers. Didn't end exactly how I would have hoped, but it was a good game with lots of concerns and lots of upside for both teams. When you have a team that has a top 10 defense like the Oilers and a team that has two of the best goalies in the league right now in Boston Bruins, naturally the score is going to be uh, as high as over 10 goals. Because, of course, why wouldn't it? Anywho, let's jump right into it. Boston did dominate well, I wouldn't say dominate, but was stronger than the Oilers in the first half of the first period, which did include a goal on the power play by Morgan Geekie. He was assisted by Coyle and Laurie. Coyle got me some fantasy points there. But then the Oilers flipped the script for the second half of the first period. Warren Foegele scored his 12th goal of the season, assisted by McDavid, who extends his home point streak. But then the second period comes around, and Boston once again dominates early in the first period, which leads to 3 goals. That's from Brad Marchand. That's his 26th from Laurie and Heinen. Frederick scores his 16th 4 minutes later from McAvoy and Boqvist. And then local boy Jake DeBrusk scores 14 minutes in. He's assisted by Weatherspoon and Pasternak. And so on the Jake DeBrusk goal, it should be noted, you probably know that the Oilers color commentator is Louis DeBrusk, Jake's father. And there were some jokes going around because at the beginning of the game, Louis told a story to Jake about how when Jake was young, him and his brother would write notes to their dad. And one of those notes say, if you don't get a point in the game, you have to do 30 push-ups. And so Louis still had the note, and he brought it and showed it to Jake. And Jake said, yeah, well, I don't know if I can do push-ups right now, but okay, you're on. And I'm happy for him as an Alberta boy to score. I'm just not happy that he did in a Bruins uniform against the Oilers. Good for him. Anyways, somewhere in there, I don't remember exactly when. I could probably scroll down and find it. There was a fight. Corey Perry, I believe that was second period. Yes, Seals at. Oh, it was earlier in the second period. He fought Weatherspoon, who assisted that Jake DeBrusk goal. It's officially called a draw. I think that's fair. Perry got quite a few punches in early, and Weatherspoon got quite a few punches in late. But anyways, before the second period could end, the Oilers decided they didn't want to wait for the third period to be good. Warren Foegele scores his second, and that's his 14th career 2-goal game. It's his 13th of the season. He's assisted by Hyman and Kulak. And then, so that earns the Oilers only a 2-goal deficit. And then between then and the second period, the end of the second period, the Oilers have the puck in Boston zone for not exactly, I should say. Boston has the same line out for 3 minutes and 40 seconds straight or something like that. I don't think it was that long. Maybe it wasn't. It was a really long time. It was well over 2 minutes. Maybe it was just 3 minutes. I might be mixing up some numbers. Anyways, it was a very long time. And Boston did ice it a bit to give themselves a breather, but they couldn't get off for close to 3 minutes, if not over 3 minutes. So that was really awesome to see from the Oilers, but unfortunately for them, the only thing they got out of it was a morale boost. The way Boston played during that shift had them basically cover the net, so it was really hard for the Oilers to actually get a good chance on net, but also meant it was really hard for Boston to take the puck away. But good on Boston for staying disciplined. It's very easy to lose your temper when you're out for too long. One of those guys was Laurie, Lohrei defenseman. He's been an AHLer for a while, but Lindholm was injured, and so he had quite a night tonight, including that shift. He had 3 points on the night, all assists, but we'll get to his third assist eventually, because in the third period, the Oilers start coming. First, it's CC. He has a nice shot that trickles through the legs of Swayman, and before Swayman could get the puck from behind him, Janmark puts it in for his third goal of the season. Not long after, Corey Perry scores. That's his 7th of the season, second with the Oilers, I believe, and that's assisted by Cody Ceci and Darnell Nurse. But Boston answers. It's David Pastrnak. He gets a bit too much room. It's just 36th of the season from Laurie on the assist. And then the Oilers tied up with 7 minutes to go. That's Hyman on his 34th goal, assisted by McDavid and Ekholm. So for the Oilers, they were down 4-1, and they were able to tie it up, make it a 5-5 game, because of course it was going to be a barn burner. But with 20 seconds left in the third, Van Riemsdyk takes the penalty, and the Oilers go on a power play. It carries over into OT, and the first part of the power play goes very well. They get some really good opportunities. But Swayman makes a big save, and the power play struggles. And then when Van Riemsdyk comes out of the box, Boston's able to put it up front, and he's got a breakaway, and Skinner saves it. So it took 60 minutes, but both goalies finally decided to play, and eventually kind of went back and forth before Charlie McAvoy scores a nice goal. It's his 9th goal of the season. He's assisted by Jake DeBrusk and Pavel Zacha. Total shots was 42-36 for Edmonton. Edmonton normally controlled the pace of play through most of the game in terms of shots. Face-offs were 37-34 in favor of Boston. Boston was 1 for 2 on the power play, whereas Oilers did not score on any 3 of theirs. Hits, it was a heavy hitting game, 30-23 for Boston, and that was your score for the game. So I forgot to write down some 3 stars, but I think I can come up with them pretty easily. The first is obvious. That's going to be Warren Foegele. He had 2 goals, +3. He had a hit. I have the box score right here. That's what I'm looking at. The telecast or TV, whatever you want to call it, had Corey Perry as one of the stars for his goal and fight, which is always awesome. I get that. But I think I'm going to go with McDavid and Hyman. Let's do Hyman first because he had a game-tying goal. Hyman, or not first, second star. Goal and assist. He was also a +3, and he also had a hit. He played over 22 minutes of ice time. And McDavid, heavy ice time tonight. He led the team with 25 minutes and 34 seconds. Let's check Boston to see if McDavid... Oh no, McAvoy. McAvoy had 30 minutes. So no, McDavid didn't lead the game in time and ice, but he led the Oilers in time and ice with 25 minutes. And he had 2 assists, was a +2 there, and he also had a hit of his own. I did want to consider Ceci a bit. He had 2 assists. He was a +2. Once again, Ceci and Nurse are a good duo. All of a sudden, I wouldn't say all of a sudden because they've been actually good all year, but all of a sudden they've been amazing. When Bouchard and Ekholm start to struggle, they've really stepped up lately. So those were my 3 stars: Foegele, Hyman, and then McDavid in that order. Oilers only, obviously, you're going to include some Boston guys if I did an actual 3 stars. So that was the game. The Oilers have become a third period team, which it's disappointing that they like to start late, but it wasn't that long ago when the Oilers were a first period team, and I remember that because again it wasn't that long ago, and while both are kind of disappointing in that you're not playing all 60 minutes, I would rather be a third period team than a first period team because at least you have hope still. And being the Oilers were a third period team for a good chunk of the winning streak, but part of that was that Skinner was able to play really well for the first half of the game. And Skinner was not good tonight. He hasn't been as strong lately. And the defense wasn't very good tonight either, but neither was Boston, so whatever. So, yeah, obviously you're always going to hope for the Oilers to have a 60-minute night. It's hard. No team has a 60-minute night through 82 games, so it's nice to learn how to win when you're not playing a 60-minute night. I know technically the Oilers, they also have OT. And when I say 60 minutes, I just mean a full game, whether OT or not. So... you can be a third period team if you have an elite goalie who's playing out of his mind consistently for the first half, and very few teams have that. And the Oilers are not one of them. I believe in Skinner. I hope for Skinner. That's the guy whose name is on the back of my jersey. And I think he might be able to, well, I don't think he'll be like elite. I don't know if he has a Vezina season in him, but he can, I think he will be competing for a top 10 goalie in a year for a couple times in his career. But that's not right now. Maybe he might push his way, but not with his recent play. And that doesn't excuse the Oilers' loss, because it's not like their defense was doing too many favors. It wasn't that bad, but it was. You can't really have a good defensive game when you allow 36 shots. Anyways, that's what I got from watching the game. It was a fun game. It's always good to hear Jack Michaels in overtime. He's very fun. I got a text from some of my Toronto friends watching the game. Like, who the heck is this guy? He's the best. Yeah, he is the best. But that's all for now, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Please leave a like. That would be awesome. Your thoughts, whether you watched the game or looking outside in, whatever. And also, I would hope you subscribe. Even hit that bell for notifications. I forget to say that part as well. I'm still getting used to this thing. But we're learning, and the Oilers are learning. And usually you learn a lot from a loss, and tonight was a loss, and hopefully they learn a lot as well. Next is Minnesota. That's another evening game Friday. And after that, it's the Battle of Alberta for Saturday night. I will be in Southern Alberta again that weekend. So I will be paying attention to both of those games. Unquestionably, the question is whether I'll actually be able to watch them, or if I'll just be limited to listening to them on 6:30 CHED. Anywho, right now it's tonight. It's sleep time for me. I might put out another video depending on how sleepy I am, because I wanted to put out another video. But anyways, I'll get to that. Have a good night, or if you're watching this morning, good morning, wherever you are at the day. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much. Bye-bye for now.